Hi Year 5, just wanted to say well done for creating some very interesting colourful patterns. They were great to see, and it's great to see that you're improving your accuracy with this work, because it is about being accurate. It is mathematical, it needs to be considered and time taken to make these illusions look like illusions basically. Today we're going to move on to do an artist copy of one of Bridget Riley's works. I will make up, and there is a range of images to choose from on the worksheet and also online. Just make sure that the work is definitely by Bridget Riley if you're choosing your own off the internet, because as you can imagine, she's quite popular, so lots of people have recreated her work and changed her work. So just make sure the one you are picking is definitely a Bridget Riley. I'm going to do one called Fragment today, which is a black and white stripe with a change of angle in it. I'm going to put the structure down on my page to get the balance, and then I'm going to take my time to draw lines like she did. So let's get started. Here is my image of Bridget Riley's work. This is Fragment, and you can see there's some key lines in here, and I'm hoping you can also see, if I bring it back a bit more, it's not the right size to fit on an A4 page. It's just about square, maybe slightly rectangular. So what I've done to start off with, here's my page, is I have drawn out a box that is just a bit wider than a square, so a square rectangle, a squished rectangle. And then I've also put in this line here already, because to me that is the line that does this crossover here, okay? And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to build in some more lines going up and down. I'm going to start off in the centre because that line's quite straight, and then as they come off they change the angle. So I'm going to put those guidelines in to make sure I'm happy with that and make sure the lines change as she changed them, and I'll show you that in just a moment. I just wanted to talk through this because I've already had to change something in my work, and actually I'm looking at it again, I might have to change it again, but that's just art. So this line I've just made more angled, as in it's got a stronger edge to it, and I'm using my guidelines here to finish the line. However, now looking at the work, I think I need to bring this line up a bit, because this line here off that angle is too long. So I'm just going to adjust that slightly and continue. But what you will find is you'll need to find a point where you feel you can start, whether it be a straight line or a near straight line, and work away from that. But you will find that because it is so precise, if it doesn't look right, do change it, because it makes it look, if you feel like it doesn't look right, then it probably isn't, if that makes sense, because it is so precise. So just keep working and developing on the lines, like I'm going to have to do, to get the image as accurate as possible. So, so far, I have moved this angled line down, and I started drawing it out, and I noticed something. If you can see in the work here, all of these spaces along the bottom and the top don't change in size. They're all the same size. What only changes is the size of the line as it goes on this diagonal. You see how it gets smaller and smaller and then gets wider and wider. So what I have chosen to do to make this work is I've marked out centimetre measurements along the top and the bottom to keep that line the same as Bridget Riley does. And then as I'm doing the diagonal line here, I'm making these ones small, a little bit smaller every time, because what she's done is she's kind of pinched the line that way and squeezed the black lines smaller and smaller, but they're still staying the same width, thickness down here. And I think I've got the trick now. So like I said before, when you're doing this, try and work out where you can have your guides and what has to change to create the illusion. That is the trick with her work, and I'm kind of glad I figured it out. So I'm hoping you will figure it out whichever one you choose, even if even if it is this one. Remember the little tricks to make it work. Okay, so what I've done is I've still got all my same measurements at the top here, like I saw in the image, and all the same down the bottom. The only thing that changes is the changeover diagonal line here, and you can probably see my markers of how it's changed as it hits the line, then it angles off, but all of the lines are still the same distance away. I'm now going to rub out this guideline here and I'm going to start to make it black and white to complete the copy. So I've just finished. There's a few things I've worked out as I've done this. Can you see I've put in one too many lines here, so I'm going to rub that out. I'm also going to rub out my guideline here, but also I have found out that it was easiest to use 3 different types of black pen. Now I know you might not have 3 different types of black pen at home. If you're just even using a colour pencil, when you do the fine areas, either use a fine liner like I did, or make sure your pencil's just really sharp. It does make things easier. And then I had a fine pen and a broad pen. They were all black, obviously, to do this. Now, I'm having a look, and even now I'm zooming in with you, I can see that here this line could be perfected, so I'll do that in just a minute. Do the best you can. It's really hard to continually do straight lines. My eyes are quite tired now, and also I feel like the black and white is confusing me a bit. But that should mean that the illusion is there, which was the aim. So I hope you enjoy creating your illusions. Remember, if you need to use a range of pens, then do, to help you with precision. If not, sharp pencils are really useful. And I look forward to seeing what you create. That was Bridget Riley's creation. Please upload your work to Teams so you can be given feedback and we can see the wonderful work. Thank you.